Good evening. My name is Yosef Kebede. I am the head of the Bureau of Water and Wastewater within the Department of Public Works, Baltimore City. Thank you all for joining us today for our annual public information meeting on the Sanitary Sewer Modified Consent Decree. The purpose of this meeting, number one, is to inform you, the public, the stakeholders, about the progress of the Modified Consent Decree, or MCD, for the past 12 months, during the past 12 months. Number two, to answer any questions you may have and solicit any feedback on the various program elements. And then to also connect you to DPW and all the work that is being performed in the city in addressing our sanitary sewer overflows, or SSOs. Before you continue, an overview of the program. First of all, consent decree is a legal agreement between parties that helps to resolve any dispute that these parties may have without the admission of guilt or liability. Baltimore City entered into the original consent decree on September 30, 2002, with the United States Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, the Department of Justice, and the Maryland Department of the Environment, or MDE, for the sole purpose of addressing SSOs occurring in the city's collection system. The city went ahead and performed the work necessary to address SSOs, but was not able to comply with the initial deadline for the consent decree, which was 2016. In large part, the reason for not being able to meet that deadline was a severe hydraulic restriction that was discovered at the Back River Wastewater Treatment Plant that contributed to a 6 to 10 mile stretch of SSOs upstream of that hydraulic restriction, as you see in this map. So on October 10, 2017, a modified consent decree, MCD for short, was filed with the U.S. District Court. This modified consent decree established two separate phases. The phase one deadline was January 1, 2021. We are happy to say that we are essentially complete with phase one, with the exception of two projects that were delayed due to extenuating circumstances. And within this phase one, there were various projects to rehabilitate the collection system and reduce and mitigate SSOs. Phase two will begin shortly, is in process, and is slated to be complete by December 31, 2030. And this also will provide additional reduction in inflow and infiltration, or I&I, while also upgrading the hydraulic capacity of our system. The project team for the MCD within the Department of Public Works, as you can see, is fairly extensive. These are the offices and the divisions that all play a part in making sure that the city of Baltimore is compliant with the MCD. There are various program elements of the MCD, commonly referred to as paragraphs. What you see on the screen here are the key paragraphs or elements of the program. There are a few that I will highlight. The vast majority of the activity within the MCD is within paragraphs 8 and 9. Paragraph 8 is the elimination of SSO structures. Paragraph 9 is where a lot of the construction projects, the design and construction projects to eliminate SSOs are laid out or stipulated. And then we also have paragraph 12, which is specific and relevant to the hydraulic model that helps to inform the performance of the system. And this hydraulic model, which is a simulation of the performance of the system, is essentially how we will be demonstrating compliance with the consent decree, or the MCD. And then finally, paragraph 13 is another key paragraph where the operation and maintenance, the ongoing operation and maintenance of the system, is mandated and tracked. So starting at the top with paragraph number 8, when the city was originally being designed and being built out in the early 1900s, SSO structures were built into the sanitary sewer system. Essentially, they are fail-safes that in times of heavy flow, when a sanitary sewer system is overloaded or overwhelmed, as instead of backing up into individual homes or coming out of the manholes, these fail-safes or structures were designed so that the excess sewer flow in these pipes would have an outlet, and typically that outlet would be a river or a stream. So in 2002, when the CD was first established, 62 SSO structures were identified for elimination. Since then, 60 of these 62 have been eliminated already. There are 2 SSO structures from that original 2002 that have yet to be eliminated, and we'll get into the circumstances around these 2 SSO structures, but currently there is a project ongoing that is cleaning out a large interceptor that will eventually lead to the elimination of these 2. Since 2002, an additional 15 SSO structures were identified. 7 were eliminated or have been eliminated since. So currently we're standing at 10 SSO structures that are being monitored on an ongoing basis, and DPW is progressing with plans to eliminate these 10 SSO structures. So over the past 12 months, this is what we have been able to accomplish. The cleaning of the interceptor I just mentioned has been ongoing, and once this cleaning project is complete, SSO structures 67, 72, 152, and 154 will be mitigated/eliminated. It is very important to note that this cleaning project has been very active over the past 12 months. Over 1,200 tons of debris and material have been removed from these large interceptors across a span of about over 7,000 linear feet. So every debris, every collection of materials and hard packed sediment that we're able to remove directly translates to the providing additional effective capacity in these interceptors. We have also in the past 12 months begun post-construction flow monitoring, or PCFM, on SSO structures 135, 138, and 139. The elimination of these SSO structures is dependent on a project, Sanitary Sewer Project 940, that we completed in July 2022. Since the completion of that project, these SSO structures have not been activated, so that is a very good sign that this project was successful in achieving its objective. We have also been continuing over the past 12 months to finalize the design of a project to eliminate SSO structure 155. We also completed a project necessary to eliminate SSO structure number 156 and have already begun the PCFM. We completed the rehab of additional sewer assets that are designed or needed to eliminate SSO structure 157 and have also begun the PCFM there. And finally, in the past 12 months, we eliminated SSO structure 158. This particular structure did not require PCFM, as we were able to completely reroute the flow. The next key paragraph is paragraph number 9, implementation of sewer shed plans. Again, as I mentioned, this paragraph mandates the execution of various construction projects, and over the past 12 months, 3 consent decree construction projects reached their milestone or their completion date. 2 construction projects are still in construction due to extenuating circumstances, but we've also been able to advance some phase 2 projects in these past 12 months through an early procurement process. So as of today, construction has been completed for a total of 37 consent decree projects, including the headworks. The types of projects that are implemented for paragraph 9 include cured in place technologies, which is essentially putting within a pipe that is deemed to be leaky or has an issue of I&I, essentially sliding a sleeve through that pipe and renewing the life of that pipe through a cured in place pipe material. Also, point repairs are conducted, manhole rehab, as well as sanitary sewer connections to individual services. This chart is very critical to understand, and is also an indication of the success of the consent decree. As you can see to the left, there are 3 years that are shown: 2020, 2021, and 2022. And the bar chart indicates the volume in million gallons of SSOs that have occurred in those 3 years. So from 2020 to 2021, there was a reduction from 84 million gallons of SSOs to 26 million gallons of SSOs. This is largely due to the construction projects that were implemented, and most importantly, to the completion of the Back River Headworks project that eliminated that hydraulic restriction that I spoke about earlier. And since 2021, in the year 2022, an additional significant reduction in its volume, to the point where in 2022 we had 5.7 million gallons of SSOs, all the way down from 84 just 3 years ago. What you'll also see as you go further to the right is the vast majority of the volume, or the lion's share of the volume, is attributed to the SSO structures that are the subject of paragraph number 8. Again, a year-on-year reduction from in volume of SSOs at these SSO structures, to the point where we in 2022 have 3.3 million gallons coming out of the SSO structures. And of these SSO structures, number 67 and number 72 represent the lion's share of volume, which communicates to us that when we are complete with the cleaning of the major interceptor heading towards the Back River Headworks, the Back River treatment plant, we expect to see an even more significant reduction in volume of SSOs in this coming year. Looking at it from the perspective of frequency or occurrence as opposed to volume, the picture is still the same, in that year on year, from 2020 to 2021 to 2022, we have seen a consistent decrease in the number of occurrences of SSOs. However, the difference in the occurrence metric versus the volume metric is that, as you can see to the right of the chart, the lion's share of these occurrences are attributed to the non-structured SSOs, and also means this, which means that the most of these SSO occurrences are distributed throughout the entire system, and are largely due to dry weather occurrences of SSOs, which means blockages, roots, fat soils and grease, and various other factors that contribute to the occurrence of SSOs. Within paragraph 9, we are required to report on a quarterly basis the progress of all the work that is being executed. This is a very busy chart. I don't expect you to read every single component of this chart, but what this communicates is that over the past 12 months, there has been continued production in terms of the linear feet of sewers that have been replaced, in terms of the linear feet of cured in place pipe lining that we have implemented, the number of manholes that have been rehabilitated, as well as the number of sewer house connections that have been rehabilitated. And this has been done across the board, across all the sewer sheds within the system. So again, over the past 12 months, in paragraph 9, continued the implementation of the PCFM, and also continued the necessary analysis that will result in the completion of our phase 2 plan, which we will be submitting to the regulators this month. Moving on to paragraph number 10, this is the paragraph that calls out the elimination, the identification and elimination of the illegal connections in the collection system. Over the past 12 months, there were no illegal connections that were discovered, therefore, no enforcement actions were needed. Paragraph 11 is specific to the pumping stations, the inspection, repair, and rehabilitation of these pumping stations. Over the past 12 months, there were no overflows or no near misses that had to be reported. Paragraph 12 is specific to the hydraulic model that I mentioned at the beginning. Again, this hydraulic model is a simulation of the performance of the sanitary sewer system. This model is required or needs to be updated on a regular basis as projects are completed and as additional data from the post-construction flow monitoring program is acquired. All of that data is then input into the model to recalibrate it. And so in the past 12 months, we finished the recalibration based on flow and rainfall data acquired in 2021. And again, this recalibrated model is critical to the development of our phase 2 plan. This map shows you the extent of the hydraulic model. It is primarily focused on pipes 10 inches and larger throughout the entire system. And in certain areas where we have identified repeat occurrences of sanitary sewer overflows, we have incorporated into the model pipes smaller than 10 inches. But for the most part, the model is specific to 10 inches and larger. And as you can see, the extent that is in red is the sewer system that is modeled, that is specific to or is conveying to the Back River wastewater treatment plant. And in blue is the network that is modeled, that is routing wastewater to the Patapsco wastewater treatment plant. Paragraph 13 is focused on the collection system operation and maintenance. And this program, this collection maintenance, the O&M program is critical for the city to ensure that a lot of the distributed SSOs that I mentioned earlier are addressed. And we have a plan that is required to be updated on an annual basis. So over the past 12 months, we submitted to EPA and MDE the annual update for the O&M plan. We also publish on the website and submit to regulators the progress report for the operation and maintenance program. In the past 12 months, 2.1 miles of sanitary sewer pipes were cleaned. Fats, oils, and grease, or FOG for short, was treated. 8.3 miles of pipe were treated for FOG, and 6 miles of pipe were treated for root intrusion. Again, these are all critical ongoing activities that the city is engaged in to help to reduce the occurrence of sanitary sewer overflows in the system. But again, this is very critical for us to perform, but also in partnership with the public, so that various components to the sanitary sewer flow, such as the flushable wipes and grease and other things that contribute to blockages and issues are dealt with. And so there's a public education component to what we do to eliminate or to perform this O&M. Finally, we have a robust program that inspects and in some cases enforces grease control from food service establishments. And throughout 2022, over 1,600 inspections were conducted at these food service establishments. Paragraph 14 is specific to the information management system. We have a GIS, or Geographic Information System database, that includes all the sanitary sewer pipes, the various attributes, the manholes, the sewer house connections, and also is updated regularly as projects are completed and new attributes are acquired. We also use a computerized maintenance management system, or CMMS for short, that is used for the execution of work orders. And CityWorks is an industry standard that the city has been using for several years now. And in the past 12 months, we have expanded the use of CityWorks and maintained a level of engagement even during the COVID-19 crisis or pandemic. Paragraph 15 is specific to addressing sanitary discharges of unknown origin, or SDUOs. And over the past 12 months, let me back up. The SDUOs are discharges to the storm system, which is separate from this, the sewer system, where it is unclear or unknown where that sewage source is from. So once these SDUOs are identified, there is a process for source tracking. And then once the source of that discharge is identified, there is a process for abating it. And so over the past 12 months, 10 SDUOs were discovered, 6 were abated, and 12 from the previous year were also abated. So we have 4 SDUOs outstanding. Paragraph 16 is for the revised emergency response plan. And this ERP also includes annual a requirement for annual training for DPW O&M staff. And that training was implemented. And we are currently in discussions with the regulators for some final punch list items, if you will, to the ERP, so we can get final approval. And this revised ERP was submitted on September 15 of 2022. Paragraph 17 requires the reporting of overflows and record keeping. So we continue to report on any SSOs in the system, as well as our, as you can see from the chart, the trends are also communicated to communicate the effectiveness of not just our construction projects, but also our ongoing O&M programs like targeted cleaning, fog and root control, and the like. Paragraph 19 is specific to the stream quality monitoring program that we have throughout our system. And the data acquired from the sampling, whether it's the ammonia screening, which is done weekly, or stream impact sampling that is done monthly, that data is posted on DPW's website for trending and record keeping. This program in 2022 was comprised of 12 scientists that conduct a routine sampling and analysis. So 126 stations are routinely sampled throughout our tidal and non-tidal systems. 575 samples were tested for bacteria, along with ammonia screening samples and the SDUOs that we mentioned in the earlier slides. Paragraph 20 refers to the review and approval of all deliverables. We have a website. As you can see, the URL is at the bottom of the page that allows the public to access the deliverables that are submitted to EPA. The phase 2 plan, as we mentioned earlier, will be submitted or uploaded to the website for public comments. So the public can sign up. Anybody can go to the website, sign up to receive regular consent decree related notifications throughout the year. One component of our program that is not mandated or not part of the MCD is our small business development program. This is a successful program that we have been running now for 7 to 8 years. SBD program is focused on minority and women and small businesses ideally small businesses that are located here in Baltimore. And this program is comprised of a 10 to 11 week training that helps entrepreneurs and small businesses to learn how to be competitive in the market, and particularly how to win contracts and execute and implement contracts for the City of Baltimore Department of Public Works. Over the past 7 years, we have graduated over 350 firms, and over 100 firms through this program have become Minority and Women Business Enterprise Certified through the City of Baltimore's Minority and Small Business Office. 60 firms have been pre-qualified for $50,000 to $2.5 million projects, and over $4 million in contracts have been awarded for graduates of this program. 2022's class was successfully completed over the past 12 months, and this new class will begin in the fall of 2023. So, in conclusion, some the key high-level accomplishments I want to reiterate: the city continues to invest smartly in projects that are designed to prevent and minimize and eliminate SSOs. We're doing this in a very methodical way by evaluating our collection system on a regular basis and using a cutting-edge industry standard hydraulic model to help in the constant evaluation. We're doing this with an eye to affordability. These types of projects, especially with inflationary pressures as of late, can be very expensive, but we're working smart, identifying the right cocktail of projects that will bring about the best results. And we're investing in small businesses as we do this, because ideally it would be the local small minority and women-owned businesses that are in this area that participate in helping DPW achieve and stay in compliance with the MCD. So in 2022, the city invested over $45 million in MCD projects, and we are thrilled to see the impact of these projects, as we saw earlier, in the reduction by volume and by occurrence of SSOs, and we expect even greater results as we head into 2023. Finally, I will thank you all for attending this annual public forum. We would gladly be happy to see your comments. If you have any comments that you would like to leave, you can see this QR on this page. Use that QR, provide us any comments or any feedback. Also visit our website and sign up to receive any regular consent decree related updates. Thank you very much and have a good night.